week's Torah portion has probably, well, it's hard to say like this is the most famous Torah portion because there's a lot of famous Torah portions, especially if you know Torah portions. But this in this week's Torah portion, it's the tremendous encounter of Jacob and Esau, one of the many tremendous encounters. And what's fascinating is that they both are from the same parents, and their demeanor is completely different, and they are raised the same. And it's really fascinating because the commentaries point out that they're both born at 0, and then at 13, Esau is this kind of like bad dude, and Jacob is this ideal dude, which is interesting also because he's really not ideal in a lot of the ways, depending on how the different commentaries look at him. And the prophets speak about him. But suffice to say, but what comes out ultimately is what's good. I have to be candid. What's good, we oftentimes, when we look at our life and we look at the things in our lives that are not working, we ask, is everyone else okay? Or I struggle like everybody else. We take our pain and we contextualize it, and we always like look for the norm. And the fascinating thing that you could learn from this week's Torah portion is the norm doesn't work. The norm doesn't work. There's no such thing as the norm, frankly, because the norm got us a Jacob who went on to build the Jewish people, and got us an Esau who turned out to be potentially not such a wonderful character, so to speak. And so the concept is that we try to tailor the experience when it comes to raising kids. We want to try to tailor the experience of how to raise kids to the kids themselves. But more importantly, we have to find environments that work for us, and not to beat ourselves up when the environment that works for everybody, which, trust me, it doesn't work for us, but rather look at the world from a creative perspective and say, how can I make this situation work for me? Shabbat Shalom.